University of Man.
Let's get ready to rumble. We got in this corner Mr. Fred Abernathy, and in this corner you got your boy Ivory L. Lewis.
Hey,
Time, guys. This next week is what? The draft?
the draft, baby. It's coming, baby. Let's go.
Hey, I was a little salty about getting Caleb Williams. It sound like y'all happy about it now.
Listen. Hey, who cares? Look, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. Whether they, long as they get out there on the field and perform. I think though, Chicago has put a good supporting cast around them, and we'll see. Hey, but no doubt, I wish the best of luck to Justin. I think he's gonna do well under my man Tom. So it's all good for him. Hey, listen, man. I see you rocking the Illinois gear, baby. I see you rocking the Illinois gear. That's what's up.
Illinois gear, man. You know I got the hoodie.
Hey, that's what's happening.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, man, listen. Welcome to University of Man, where you got two brothers talking about manhood from the Christian perspective. Yes, hey, he already told you I'm Fred Abernathy. He's Ivory L. Lewis. L. Lewis. That's what's happening. Bro, let me tell you, one of the greatest moments I had yesterday.
Okay.
My daughter is up to bat playing softball.
Yes.
She leads off. She's the pitcher. She don't really want to pitch, but she's the pitcher. She normally plays second base, but the pitcher got hurt, so she has a pitch. So she had a rough outing the first inning, bases loaded. They scored 4 or 5 runs on her. She gets up to bat. I'm like, look, listen, it's called payback. Here you go.
The big payback.
Big payback. First bat, she gets walked. Gets on base, steals second.
Ooh.
Steals third.
Ooh.
Steals home.
Man, who is this? Jackie Robinson's
listen.
niece? What's going on?
Listen, she stole it, right?
Right.
But her team bats around. Only one out. She's back up to bat. I said again, payback's a mother. I said, look, and because I'm actually sitting right behind the batter's box. I'm like, look, if you're going to swing, make sure you swing all the way through. Because a lot of times when she was swinging, once she hits the ball, she kind of stops the swing, and it's usually foul. But she's making contact, and she gets some good ground balls because she's fast. So when that happens, I'm like, this time, make sure you swing all the way through. So she's like, cool, I got it. She hits the ball, home run.
Out of there.
When I tell you I was going crazy, like circle the bases. There's no better feeling in my mind than to celebrate the success of your children. Like, I'm her number one fan, bro. I was out there like it was Babe Ruth or somebody just hit a home run. Like, let's go, baby.
That's so dope, man.
Yeah, man. So
you got to send me some videos or something, man. Come
on. That was the one time I wasn't videoing, G. I could not believe it.
You off your rock. Last season, at least I get like a video or something.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Last season, I was videoing all the time. Yeah, it was crazy, but great thing. But with that, bro, like last night was Bible study for the men of my church, and it was a good Bible study. But what really came out of it is, and I want to ask you before I get on my soapbox. I've been hearing a lot lately about men asking, what does the woman bring to the table? Yeah. What? And you got a dope wife, brother.
Talk about it.
Listen, when I tell you my sister, she's dope, y'all. Like, EPA. She takes care of the kids. Like, when I say take care of the kids, she's got schedules. She makes sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. She's doing what she's supposed to do. My guy is always happy, smiling. Like, you got a dope wife. And she's gorgeous. Like, be real. I don't look at my sister like that, but, man, she's fine. So I can say it. That's what she's dope. So tell me, like, when you were looking and you talked to God and you made the decision that You wanted this woman who was a dynamic woman, a dynamic black woman at that. We talking about a brother who's putting it down, y'all, in the financial field, and he got a sister, y'all. Yes, he do. He got a real sister. When you decided to make her a life partner, do you subscribe to this? What does she bring to the table?
Oh man. So first things first, Proverbs 31. You got to look it up. My wife is all that in a bag of chips with that. And she makes a house a home. She
Yes,
does
sir.
all those things. And when I was 10, I had a list of things that I wanted from a wife. And I don't know what made me do this. I was in church for real, like that when I was a kid. And she exceeded all expectations. But sometimes you can be with somebody and kind of forget. And I was just going through the motions because I was trying to be in the NFL and all this other stuff. And, somebody had to like wake me up. It was like, hello, you messing up her good years. What are you doing? Right. So I had to like instantly start looking at some of the things. And this is for some of you guys that are sitting on some diamonds. I'm
Yeah.
talking about you messing up their good years. Either you gonna do something to push on because these amazing women, they deserve to have somebody that cares about them, puts them, on the pedestal. And one of the things I had was, and this is me, I don't know about everybody else, but I had trust issues, whether it be from back in the day, abandonment, whatever you want to call it. And I put her through a series of tests just to see. And, she's so confident, bro.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Hey, just for the record, ladies, if you're listening, and brothers, if you're listening,
uh-huh.
confidence is a sign of sexiness. That is very attractive.
Man, like that's what got me because, and listen, I don't want to put this like this, but I was a ex football player that's in a fraternity, and like there's issues that come with that from time to time with women that aren't confident. And not saying that this is a bad thing, but women want security. And my wife, she gave not only that confidence in knowing that I would be her security, and maybe she was talking to somebody else, doing something like, meaning talking to somebody else for guidance or, doing something to make sure that she was on point, but she was on point with the confidence. And I never had to, have the conversation of, are you doing something with somebody else? And like, at one point in time, man, it was just, man, I can't believe that I've got an amazing woman that's confident, knows her stuff. She's very brilliant, and she's a CPA, and I'm in the finance. Like we both are in the financial industry, so it was almost like a match made in heaven. And I'm not even talking about all the other stuff. She's just that one thing. If I could wrap it up, her confidence just took me over. Loved it.
Woo-wee. So listen, you said the scripture, Proverbs 31:10.
Yeah,
A man that finds a wife has
find a
found a
good
good
thing.
thing. But a lot of times we leave off the end part of that scripture. And obtains favor with the Lord. Listen, that
Mm,
is the piece that we're mostly missing. Is
Pete.
the favor. Like favor ain't fair, but it sure feel good.
Mm,
And I heard this post. A guy said the Bible didn't say a man that finds a girlfriend that becomes a fiance, that he finds a dating and then becomes a wife, then he finds a good thing. No, when you find her, she was already a wife. Think about that. She was already a wife. She didn't have to become a wife. When you married her, now she became your wife. But in the beginning, she was already a wife. And
mhm.
a lot of women that we deal with have girlfriend mentalities. So when you dating somebody with a girlfriend mentality, that's all you're gonna get is a girlfriend. And if you have a girlfriend mentality, that's all you're gonna be is a girlfriend. But when you carry yourself like a wife, men deal with you as such. So my whole thing is you just talked about you bought a house, but your wife made it a home. You can bring food home, but your wife make it a meal. You can have an idea, but your wife put the finishing touches on it to make it better. So I don't subscribe to what does the woman bring to the table. The woman is the table. Anything we sit on the table gets better and protected. Listen, a table is sturdy. A table has stability. A table holds things up. And we always talking about, man, we need a woman to hold us down. No, we really want a woman to hold us up. Help me through the hard times. Celebrate me during the good times. That security that you're talking about, and you live in California, when there's an earthquake, where do they want you to get?
In
the tub,
yeah,
or under a table. so
True.
so when things fall, you can get under the table and be protected. Think about what your wife does for you when you go out. Not even the tangible things she does. The things that make you say, you know what? I got to get this done because I want to make her happy. I got to get the type of inspiration that gives you when you have a bad day and your wife's still like, oh, baby, I know you got this covered. What do you need my help with? What do you need my assistance with? And we looking for women, not we. I hear a lot of guys looking for women to bring something to the table. They are bringing them. They are bringing life, especially those women who are giving you children, those women who are standing by your side. And one of the things that I talked about was, because a lot of times women are like, well, I don't want to submit. And men are like, yeah, they don't want to submit. Well, if you don't got no plan, I got 2 daughters. And we talk about this on a regular basis. If you get with a dude with no plan, there is no reason for you to submit to his will. That's the blind leading the blind. So we got to think about the women that we're encountering. Most of them didn't have a father at home. They've dealt with some men who didn't hold up to their word. They've been their sisters or aunties, other women that they encounter don't have a man around. You think that when you come around, that she's going to automatically say, with her 15 degrees, with her own job, with the house that she bought, with the cars that she paid, that she's going to relinquish all control to you and you don't have a plan?
Whoa. I can't put it on our queens now. What about the kings?
Right. That's what I mean.
They were raised by women majority of the time too.
Okay.
So there's times where they didn't see a man. They didn't see what a man was supposed to do. And you make up this fictitious thought process of what a man is supposed to do, and then all of a sudden it's the wrong thing.
Yes, sir.
For the right woman. So we've got to guard our men, and this is University of Man.
Yes, sir.
We've got to guard our men to actually be able to understand what a true man does. And come on.
That is my point.
Come on.
So as a true man, we got to change our narrative. And I think a lot of our relationships fail because we're always focusing on what can she bring to the table. As a man, if we start focusing on how can I bring something to the table that she's going to enhance, and how we work this thing together to make lifelong goals. And I was talking to my fiance the other day, last night, and I was like, she's like, I never experienced setting goals with somebody.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
It's the blueprint. Every woman wants a man with a blueprint.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if you can't give them the blueprint, aka vision of what God has for you and your wife, including all the goodies, we just had a conversation about this going to Fiji, and those little huts with the glass bottoms.
Whoa. Don't gloss over that. You went to Fiji?
No. We didn't go to Fiji. We were supposed to for our honeymoon.
Oh, okay.
We had always had it on our vision board to be able to go to Fiji.
Okay.
And ironically, the company's running a contest, and we might be able to go to Fiji. So, stuff like that happens where, if you put it in your thought process and you actually fight for it, now there is no problems when it comes to the budget. Now the kids understand what's happening, and everybody's on the same page. And infidelity is not the thing that everybody's breaking up over. Is money. and a lack of vision.
Woo! That's what it is.
And
Most
like,
people,
don't
they
get it
not
twisted.
breaking up over infidelity. It's because
Come
of
out.
lack of vision.
Infidelity is one of those things where you have to really hone in on, because that's number 3 or number 2.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really say that even bigger than finances, lack of vision will put you in a place where you're not going to win. Because if you're not working towards something, why am I doing this? Why are we going through this? What's happening? And God's given man that tune in. And if you're not listening to your dreams, whether you're daydreaming or night dreaming, if you're not listening to your dreams, then you got to put it on paper. And if you can't put it on paper, then you can't make it happen. So yeah.
So when you talked about, listen, that vision, the
Sure.
blueprint. One, let's deal with the blueprint, because the statistics show that 50% of marriages end over money. But I'm with you. I don't really think it's over money. It's over the lack of the vision.
Yep.
Because if you're actually putting effort into the goals that you've set, the vision, and okay, you don't succeed at it, but you get to learn from the failure. You get to learn from the lesson. A real true woman will see that you put the effort in to make it happen, and will stand behind you and say, okay, well, let's work the next plan. But when you just like sitting there and you don't have any forethought, any vision, like you said, and what it said in the Bible, people perish for the lack of vision. Yeah. So the relationship perishes because we don't have a vision of where we're trying to take this relationship to the next level. So now when we get to the point where, okay, this woman is like, oh, well, this ain't working out, or even you like, this ain't working out, because we got to look in the mirror. What's the next goal that we have? What's the next vision? And I look at my dad, and he's 71 years old. The dude gets up at 3 a.m. to go get in a truck where he's carrying 18,000 pounds of material and all that stuff. And I'm like, Pops, had this conversation. I said, man, you 71 years old, bro. When are you going to retire? And his response was, he got a funny response because my daddy drink all the time. He said, you want me to sit at home with this woman? She's going to drive me crazy. That was his first response. But then he said, no, the people that I take care of need me. And he said, man, I feel needed. And that's what gives me the energy to get up every day and go to work. Yeah. He said, once I stop feeling needed, I feel like I'm going to die. Yeah. And I said, oh my God, that is it. When you are no longer needed and you no longer feel needed as a man, it's like life is not worth living. So if we continue to set goals for our family, for ourselves, and know that, okay, we got what we call SMART goals: specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and time bound. So now,
whoa, you can't gloss over that. SMART goals. Say it one more time.
SMART goals: specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and time bound. That's how we accomplish a goal. We can have big goals. Like my big goal is I want to have 15 properties. But the SMART goal is I need to buy one property first. So specific, I want a 4-unit, or I want a mixed use building to put my office in with a tenant above, or I want a single family home. Time measurable. I can measure that because once I get one, boom, I can check that off on my list. Agreed upon. The person that I got to buy this with, we agree that this is the best move to make. Okay, here's we gonna go. Is it realistic that I could buy one property? Is my credit right? Do I have the down payment? Am I in the right area? It's very realistic. Now I got to put a time bound on it. Man, I want to do this in the next 6 months. And get you an accountability partner like an Ivory. When I say, look, bro, I want to do this, woo, woo, he ain't got no problem asking me, hey, man, you said you was going to do X, Y, and Z. Why didn't that happen? You got to have somebody hold you accountable. And most of the time it's your wife, but I know we don't like to hear the woman like, well, you said you was going to do. No, but the accountability piece of the goal. But then once you achieve that goal, we can't get into the, oh, man, I did it. and I'm good. And I had to really reflect on my first marriage of 21 years, where I was like, I got to the point where I was like, dude, you ain't happy? I bought you a house, I bought you a business, I bought
Yeah.
you a building, I gave you kids. Look, just when you see me, just smile and be happy.
Right.
That's all good. But that you can't continue any relationship, whether it's your life partner, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship at work, without a goal to reach, to attain. You have to feel needed. As a man, I think that's one of the main driving focuses for us, is being needed. And I tell my daughters this all the time. Don't be going around here telling people you're an independent woman, because an independent woman don't need nobody. And it's cool that you can be self-sufficient, but don't tell a dude that you don't need him, because there's no reason for him to be there. No man wants to be anywhere where they're not needed.
Can I tell you something else that's so special about my wife?
Woo! Talk
Her
about it.
her game to bite her tongue. Have you ever been wrong and somebody just pointed at you and was like, that, you know you're wrong, right? You know you're wrong, right? I told you so.
I
My
told you
wife
so.
is so good at never saying that. As a matter of fact, it oozed off on me. Like my wife, she could misplace her keys every day of the week. I know where they are. It's my job to find her keys, right? It's my
Yeah.
job to find her phone. So for me, I will never in my position with my wife at least accentuate the things that are going negative. I'm always talking about the positive because it's my job to go find that other stuff. That's why we put together, because it is what it is.
Where she's weak, you strong. And where
Woo!
you're weak, she's strong.
In my pivot game. Wait, well, let me get this out too.
Woo, the pivot game. Talk about it.
You got to be able to pivot. Say, for instance, you don't hit a goal, or say, for instance, you hit the goal and you need another one. You've got to be able to pivot and pray on that pivot. And if you're not pivoting, and you don't have quote unquote smart goals, like you in problems. That's dope. I'm gonna give you credit for that 3 times, Fred. After that, that's all me.
Listen, the pivot, listen, that's amazing.
Sure.
So in the insurance game,
Okay.
we sell auto, home, life, commercial in my agency. So it's times where auto rates are crazy.
Mm.
And if you dependent solely on
I live
making
in
a living,
California. Trust me, I know.
oh my God. And if you dependent solely on making a living of auto rates, you're gonna be in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to pivot and say, okay, this month we're gonna focus on life. This month we're gonna focus on commercial. This month we're gonna focus on home. And you have a balanced agency where you can pivot to something else to help sustain your lifestyle, help sustain your office, help
Yeah.
keep the morale in your family.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if you don't learn how to pivot, you can't keep the morale at home straight. We're talking about kids, we're talking about the wife, we're talking about yourself. That pivot game is so important. Like, and with the table, a table pivots very well because you can move a table by yourself.
Mm.
If you just lean it on one leg
Yeah.
and pivot, you can turn it by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't care how heavy it is.
Yeah.
You ain't got to pick up the whole table. You can actually walk it. You know what I'm saying? And pivot with it. Your wife provides that with you as long as you know where you're trying to move her to.
True. True.
You can't say, "Oh yeah, we just need to move the table." Okay, well, what are we moving it to? I don't know, but just let's pick it up and move it. No, we got to have a
So
vision.
when you have a couple years under your belt, though, what happens is when you're ready to pivot, you
Ooh.
have a track record of pivoting correctly,
Woo-hoo.
where they can blind pivot with you, and you can be out in space with a whole lot of people. They will back you up, not know what you're talking about. Then you come home and you explain what happened, versus someone that, yeah. Anyways, my wife is that. She can
Listen,
blind pivot.
that's dope.
That's a blind pivot. And when you talk about accountability partners, I encourage you to find an accountability partner that's doing what you want to do. So say, for instance, you want to be in real estate, find somebody that's a phenomenal guru in real estate. If you want to, have something in finances, whatever, or in your own industry, find your mentor in that specific place that you want to grow at, and ask them for pointers and ask them to be accountable. And then you send text messages or, you make phone calls once every other day, a week, or whatever the case is. Don't expect anything back. But if they see something that's wrong, then they can actually go ahead and give you a pivot. Whew, that's good. There you
Hey, listen, that's a critical point for manhood is having a mentor because because of the fact that some of us have been raised by single mothers,
Sure.
we need that male mentor, especially in the field that we want to be in. So, like, as quiet as it's kept, Ivory and Muhammad, that's our other ship. They are my mentors when it comes to marriage. They've sustained great marriages. They both know how to pivot when it comes time to, hey, we need to make a change here and do this. So I look to these guys like, hey, listen, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. Woo woo. And I've gotten some very great sound advice. And I appreciate that. And nope, they don't get down on me for what you didn't do, but they hold me accountable for what I said I was going to do. And I appreciate that. So yes, mentorship is a key. And it don't make you less of a man because you got a mentor. It actually helps enhance your manhood by having a mentor. Because we're talking about cats that been doing it for 20 plus years. Like what? Yep, I did it for 20 plus years, but I gotta start over. So now I'm in the hey, it's like graduating from high school. I was the senior in high school. Now I'm going to college and I'm a freshman again. So I gotta learn this game all over again. And I'm ready. I'm excited about it.
So, can I ask you this because, and I know we got to wrap up in a sec, but can I ask you this?
Yes, sir.
Because there's a lot of men that get out there, and we talked about this in the past, where forgiveness is tough to forgive other people, but the toughest forgiveness is forgiving yourself.
Yes, sir.
And how was it when you were forgiving yourself through some of the trials, tribulations, turmoils of what was going on? And I know, bro, this you can answer it, not answer it, whatever you want to do.
Hey, listen. When everything first happened, I felt like I got hit by a Mack truck. Like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
But as I started reflecting, one, you feel that the what we talk about the 3 R's, take responsibility.
Mm.
So I had to take responsibility for the
Oh, you
part that I
back
played in it.
in, man.
I had to take responsibility for the part that I played in it. Could I have been a better husband? Yeah. Was I a good husband? Absolutely. But was I a good husband compared to me? Or was I always comparing to the cats that were around me?
Mm.
The cats that are around me, yep, I was dynamic,
Phenomenal.
phenomenal. But on the level of what God has given me, I was subpar. And I had to take responsibility for that.
Ooh.
I had my reasonings for being subpar, and I could have blamed her for whatever it was that she did or didn't do. But God doesn't hold me responsible for what other people do. He holds me responsible for how I respond.
Sure.
So my response is my responsibility. So I had to take ownership of that responsibility. Once I was able to do that, yep, I felt remorseful. Like, bro, yeah, you probably could have done better and you probably should have done better.
Sure.
And it was, we changed that word, man. God, when you feel remorseful, it's like, why, God, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? When I changed that 2 and multiplied it by another 2 and made it 4 and said, God, why did this happen for me? Now I'm like, oh, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Listen,
Gonna be a bride.
yeah, listen, and I wasn't in a situation that was God's perfect will. I was in a situation that was God's permissive will.
Mm.
God, I want this. It was countless times where I was given the go ahead to be able to move around.
Yeah.
But now, God, I want to make this work. I want to. Ooh, yep, it was honorable. Yep, it was commendable. Yep, it might have worked, but that wasn't the perfect will.
Mm.
And once I realized, let me learn from this remorse. Now I had to. The last R is being able to re not remorse, but what happens when you do something to make your wife happy because she was mad at you? What do you call that? It's an R word. I can't think of it right now.
Um, make your wife happy.
So she mad at you for not washing the dishes. You go out and buy her flowers because you're trying to reconcile. There you go.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation. The hardest thing for men to do is reconcile a relationship with yourself. How do you reconcile a relationship with yourself? And I had to say, bro, do something for you. Like if I had made somebody else mad and I wanted to reconcile that relationship, I would spend time with them, call them, hey man, look, I'm really sorry. Hey, let's fix this. Let's go out for a drink. Let's go out for dinner. Let's do something so that I can show you a gesture of my remorse. I can show you a gesture that your relationship, our relationship, is that important that I want to make a gesture to make it better. So reconciliation was the key for my relationship with myself to show forgiveness.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So
All right.
one of the things I did for myself was I bought a bike, and I love it.
Can you tell me how you got over the obligations to others? Because I think that was probably the bigger thing for you to get over.
The obligation to my ex was it was huge. It was a hard thing. Um, it's a and I don't care what nobody say. Any divorce is a form of a death.
Mm,
It's a death to the relationship that you had. Whether it was a toxic relationship, whether it was a great relationship, it's a death. Something in your life is dying. That hurts.
yeah.
And as a man, having that level of responsibility to this woman at one point, and now removing yourself from, is she safe when she got home? Is she coming home at night by herself? Did she have a flat tire? I'm supposed to be the one to go help her through that. Hey man, that was a different. That's what I'm saying. You talking about a death? I'm like, what? What happened? I mean, there was one point in Chicago, when it get real cold, bro. If the furnace go out, we got to take care of that right now.
Yes, sir.
She had an issue with the furnace. One, I had to recognize my daughter is still in that house. The petty side of me could have been like, man, I'm not about to go over and help you. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. But no, the God in me, once again, is responsible for he holds me accountable for my reaction. So my reaction was, what you need? I tried to talk her through it over the phone first.
Yeah.
That didn't work. So I went over there and took care of it.
Yeah.
And when I couldn't fix it, I got on the phone and called the people that I knew, like, hey, look, this is what's up. Ooh, what should I do? Come to find out, it was just the circuit breaker needed to be flipped.
Stop it. Just reset the circuit breaker.
Reset the circuit breaker. Wasn't the part, wasn't all that. They talking about you need a new furnace and all that, but it was that. So listen, getting over that is cool. Hey, we got to end this, but remember, we bring things to the table and tables make it better. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for listening. God bless. We'll holler.
Hey, I got one last thing to say.
Okay.
Comparison is the thief of all joy. Don't compare yourself to everybody else. That's Theodore Roosevelt right there. But if you compare people to you, they ain't walk your road, man. You got to do what you got to do. So stay blessed, man. God
That's
bless you.
what's
Be
up.
safe. Gone.
Gone.
I'm gone.
I'm a classic man. You can be mean when you look this clean, I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG, I'm a classic man. Your knees get met by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man, man, man.
University of Men.